So wow, the Starfield news keeps rolling in today. We have a brand new AMA with Todd Howard himself, who goes over fan questions about Starfield and clues us in onto things like character customization. He also talks about when we could expect to see the next big trailer for Starfield, specifically gameplay. I know we've seen the in-engine stuff and it looks really impressive, but I want to see uncut gameplay of Starfield. Now, also, Todd Howard speaks about the future of Fallout, more specifically Fallout 76 and what's going on with that. Now, this actually clues us into what's going on with Starfield as well. I'll explain in just a moment. But yeah, a lot of stuff to go over in this new AMA, so let's do this. Let's start out with Starfield, shall we, with our first question for Todd Howard, which is this right here from 10K23. He says, will there be any robot companions in Starfield? And that is a very good question, and we have the response from Todd Howard himself. He goes on to say this: yes, kind of. And I know a lot of you are wondering, well, can we romance the robots? That's the biggest question. You know, honestly, I do expect there to be some sort of romance options in Starfield, simply because there's going to be so many voice lines compared to Skyrim. So yeah, you would think they would be able to throw some romance in there, but romance with robots, we'll have to wait and see for sure. Now, next up, we have this question right here from Blade Ranger, who says this: hi Todd, even after 10 years, I still consider Skyrim the gold standard of open world single player RPG experiences. Hell yes. Now he says, does Starfield have any groundbreaking innovations that will set a high bar for the next generation of action RPGs, similar to what Skyrim has done this last decade? Thank you for your amazing work. And what did Todd Howard have to say about this one? Let's find out. He goes on to say this: we prefer to just show it, which should be next summer. We're happy with the advancements we've been able to make, some of which you can see in the trailer shot in game. So that's going to be a big one next summer, possibly during some sort of Microsoft showcase press conference event around E3. I would imagine we will be seeing, I think it's going to be uncut gameplay demonstration of Starfield, much like they have done with, of course, Fallout 4 in the past, and of course, Elder Scrolls. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for that. But it's so far away. I really want to see the gameplay right now, but I get it. They want to show it when they want to show it. And they don't want to overhype it as well. I'm really trying to guard my hype levels on this one. Now, we have Elder Scrolls Sweet Roll, who says this: I've read that a goal of Starfield is that it will be more of a hardcore RPG. Can you verify this and flesh that out in more detail? Does that mean that the character creation will be more complicated, like it was in Morrowind and Oblivion? Another excellent question that, yes, Todd Howard has answered. He goes on to say this: really excited about what the team has done with character creation here, including choosing background, skills, etc. You also can pick your pronoun, he, she, they, and we've recorded all the relevant dialogue to support that choice. So I think character creation, of course, should be a big deal with this game, considering they have a lot of stuff that you will obviously collect in this world, and I hope they fine-tuned, honestly, the third-person view for this game, because that's always been lackluster in Bethesda titles. Now, we have this question right here from Waze. He says, hey Todd, what type of mod support can we expect to see in Creation Kit Engine 2 for Starfield? This is really interesting. Take a listen here, or take a read. Todd says this: our plan is to have full mod support like our previous games. Our modding community has been with us for 20 years. We love what they do and hope to see more make a career out of it. And it's really interesting. Time and time again, Todd Howard is talking about his modding community and modders, and he's wanting to help them make a career out of it. And I find that so interesting. So I feel like something new is going to be implemented with Starfield. We have heard that they also want to do some sort of social system for Starfield. I don't know if the modding community would tie into that or not, but it's definitely going to be a very interesting journey finding out what that means for Starfield. All right, so let's keep going. We have another question right here. This one is from Boingdu, who says, Hey Todd, I recently became creative director on a decent sized mod project, so it had me curious, what's your favorite aspect of being in this role and what kind of advice would you give to someone fairly new to that kind of position? His advice here was really great. Check it out. He says, give your team room to have their own ideas and creative impact. The best results are always from a team, and the best teams are the ones that feel safe to fail and try new ideas together. I absolutely love that response. And yeah, that's a really good one right there. Now, let's get back into this one right here. Now, we have Inexplicable Haddock who says, there's a cut underwater vault in Fallout 4 Vault 120. What was going to take place there? Also, a whole lot of Fallout 4's map is underwater. Was there any content planned for it? Thanks. This is really interesting. Todd Howard says this, unfortunate cut content BioShock style vault with massive sentient octopus living outside of it. That sounds awesome. I want to see this in a new Fallout game, so maybe they could pull that off, but it could actually end up in, you know, you never know, Starfield. It is going to have multiple plans, and what they have shown from the concept art tells me they are going all in with a wide variety of environments, so maybe there will be an underwater area. In fact, there was a recent job listing for someone that they needed to specialize in liquid visual effects. So that's definitely interesting. Could we see some sort of BioShock world in Starfield? We'll have to wait and find out. Or it's for Elder Scrolls 6 in that they want to actually flesh out some sort of naval combat in that game. That would make a lot of sense and probably more sense. But anyway, let's keep going. We have another question here from Hired Thug who says, how has the release of Cyberpunk influenced your team's philosophy towards releasing games? And Todd Howard responds by saying the following. He says, I can only speak to the issues that we've had, such as Fallout 76. We let people down and we're able to learn and be better from it. We're fortunate 3 years later to have 76 be one of our most played games, and it's thanks to the 11 million players who have made it an incredible community. It's made us much better developers in the end. And you know what? They have really improved Fallout 76 greatly over the past few years, and they've really stuck with it instead of just abandoning it. You know, there's companies that abandon stuff. Look at EA and Anthem. So kudos to Bethesda for really sticking through a lot of the negativity with the launch of this game. But honestly, I'm thrilled they're going back to their single player roots. That's just me. All right, let's keep going. All right, next question is from Protov Sluff or something. He says, hi Todd, is the Amazon's Fallout TV series still in the works? Is there any chance you can give us some details? And we have a response from Todd Howard. I'm totally hyped for this one. He says, moving ahead, really excited to be working with Jonah, Lisa, and Amazon on it. Hopefully they don't screw it up. Please don't screw it up, Amazon. I hope you guys make an amazing Fallout TV series. I know I would watch the hell out of it for sure if it's actually really good. We'll see if it also ties into the game and has nods to the game. I'm curious about that one. All right, we have Laser Velociraptor who says, hello, Todd. In the past year, we saw the rise of some impressive machine learning tools that synthesize human voice using assets from Skyrim and other Bethesda games to generate new realistic voice lines. What do you think about this technology in general? Do you have hope to use it in some future games? And do you think it will have a negative impact on the relationship between game studios and real voice actors? I have my own thing about this, but let's find out what Todd has to say. He says this, we actually use such systems during development so we can play the game with voices, but there's no substitute for professional actors. They are a huge part of our development and are amazing partners in bringing these worlds to life. I love that answer. I never want to see actual genuine voice actors disappear from video games. That also means I would think voice actors would get paid less, and it's just, I don't know. I consider it almost like disrespectful. I can see it being used for modders and stuff like that, but not for actual games. So anyway, let's keep going. We have Shepherd EG who says, good afternoon, Todd Howard. Did you know that the new Custom Worlds mode is much less popular than Nuclear Winter itself? Is Bethesda ready to bring Nuclear Winter back to the game and its players while it's still possible? And of course, he's talking about Fallout 76. And Todd Howard responds by saying the following, we're pretty passionate about giving our players tools to mod the games and thus shift our priorities to custom game worlds. So yeah, that definitely is very interesting. They've done some fascinating stuff with character creation tools with the custom worlds for Fallout 76. So we'll see what they do with Starfield in terms of customization. We already know there's going to be base building, but they could possibly take this further throughout the life of Starfield. So yeah, we shall see what happens. I think you guys know what time it is. It is time for your top comments. Remember to leave a comment down below. It may end up in a future video. You know, recently I did a Starfield video. Let's see what you guys had to say about that one, shall we? So the video was titled the following. It says here, big updates about Starfield, Elder Scrolls 6, Fallout 5, new gameplay details, and more. And it's a real shame that Fallout 5 would be so far away. Now we have this one from Izzy, who says, trusting Todd's word is like 16 times the details of Call of Duty. I know, you know, yeah, Bethesda has damaged the reputation with Fallout 76. They've been trying to repair it. It's hard not to get hyped for Starfield, but also at the same time, my God, I'm really guarding my hype level. So I totally hear ya, Izzy. We have Cyber Outlaw Punk. He says, I'm struggling to get really hyped for Starfield. I was beyond hyped for Cyberpunk. Still love the game, but it's taught me to lower expectations on launch day, especially with Starfield being so massive. Yeah, there's probably going to be a bug or two in Starfield. Maybe. I would expect there to be some bugs at launch. That's just my opinion. Hopefully they have a really good Q&A team. We'll have to find out and wait. Miles Jazz says this, 16 times the detail. Don't forget it, guys. Mikkel says, if Bethesda wants to support modders, they would throw Creation Club in the trash can and light it on fire. Yeah, they got to be very careful with what they are doing with any type of monetization scheme with modders and stuff like that. I do like the idea of modders being able to support themselves through their creations, though. I absolutely love that, and maybe that could be something we'll see in the future for Starfield. Gnome says, I'm going to be an old folks home by the time Fallout 5 comes out. Yep. Man, I'm going to be, holy crap. I can't even imagine. It's going to be like a decade, isn't it? Learn, Train, Play says, Bethesda will release a buggy mess. The modders will fix it. Yes, thank you, modders. Already going to thank them. A single-player universe is easier to make than a multiplayer experience. Cough, how the heck did they mess up so bad with Cyberpunk 2077? Dude, don't even get me started on Cyberpunk right now. Man, oh man, I did not expect that game to have such a horrid launch. My God, it still blows me away. We have Mighty Link who says this, is anyone really dying for Fallout 5 after what happened with 76? I know I've completely lost interest in the entire franchise now. It's never going to recover from that. I don't know. I wouldn't go as far as saying that, considering some of the teases we've seen from, you know, what is it, Elder Scrolls 6 and things like that. So we'll see what happens. But there it is, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching the latest updates around all things Bethesda and their games, especially today, all things Starfield. I'm super hyped to see, you know, the concept arts turn into gameplay and then finally get our hands on with this game. We'll see what happens. You never know, but stay tuned for more Starfield right here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Take care.